Hello, everyone. Colin here from Attendance Magazine. Those who follow me know that I am passionate about belonging being a key driver to improving school engagement. Well, my colleagues have been working on a 5 to 19 belonging curriculum that will be available on the new National Attendance Portal later this summer. We thought you'd like a little taster of our thinking behind the curriculum. So I'm delighted to pass over to Julia, who will give you an outline. Over to you, Julia.
Thank you, Colin. I am Julia, and welcome to Belonging, a whole school curriculum from Attendance Magazine. This comprehensive framework supports primary, secondary, post 16, and special school settings, helping every learner build identity, empathy, connection, and the confidence to contribute to the world around them. Belonging matters because it is one of the strongest predictors of well-being, academic engagement, and long-term social development. When children and young people feel truly included, seen, valued, and connected, they are far more likely to thrive. This curriculum is built on a clear belief. Belonging does not happen by chance. It needs to be taught, modelled, practiced, and nurtured across every year group and every setting. At the heart of this curriculum are 6 connected pillars that shape a strong sense of belonging. These themes run across every age group and setting, growing in depth and complexity as learners develop. They help young people understand themselves, build kind relationships, value family and community, celebrate difference, work well with others, and care for the people and places around them. The primary school curriculum lays the foundations for a lifelong sense of belonging. Through age-appropriate learning about emotions, relationships, family life, and community, children begin to understand who they are, how they connect with others, and why every person deserves to feel included, respected, and valued. The overall aim of the primary curriculum is to help children understand themselves, appreciate others, build positive relationships, and develop a real sense of belonging within their family, school, community, and the wider world. In practice, that means helping children recognize their emotions and build a positive sense of self, grow in respect and curiosity about others, and develop the skills to create relationships that are kind, fair, and meaningful. In years 1 and 2, the curriculum introduces the foundations of belonging through play, story, and guided discussion. Children begin by learning to recognize and name emotions, understand that every feeling is valid, and see that asking for help is a strength. They practice friendship skills like sharing, taking turns, and helping others feel welcome. They also explore the many ways families can look, take on simple classroom responsibilities, hear stories about inclusion and kindness, and start contributing through small acts of care in their community. In years 3 and 4, as children's social worlds begin to widen, the curriculum expands with them. Learners explore identity and self-esteem, develop a deeper respect for difference, and build practical skills for resolving conflict calmly and fairly. They also learn more about their local community, strengthen teamwork and cooperation, and take part in cultural celebrations that help every child feel seen, valued, and included. In years 5 and 6, the curriculum helps children prepare for the move to secondary school and the more complex social world that comes with it. Learners deepen their empathy, begin exploring what belonging means in digital spaces as well as in person, and take on meaningful opportunities for leadership, responsibility, and service. In years 5 and 6, pupils explore 4 key areas that deepen their understanding of belonging. They begin to define their personal values and think about the kind of communities they want to help shape. They strengthen empathy through perspective taking, learn what respectful participation looks like in online spaces, and take part in meaningful community service projects that build both practical skills and a strong sense of active citizenship. The belonging curriculum comes to life through a wide range of inclusive, engaging, and age-appropriate learning experiences. Children take part in circle discussions where every voice is heard, collaborative games that build shared success, and storytelling that offers both mirrors and windows into different lives. They also connect learning to the wider world through community visits, express identity and belonging through creative arts, and strengthen school community through peer mentoring. Assessment in the belonging curriculum is designed to be positive, reflective, and whole child focused. The aim is not to test children, but to support their development and give teachers a meaningful picture of how belonging is growing across the class. That includes reflection journals, teacher observations, group projects, student self-assessment, and community participation portfolios that celebrate contribution just as much as achievement. The secondary curriculum builds on the strong foundations laid in the primary years. As young people navigate the complexities of adolescence, identity, relationships, and the wider world, the belonging curriculum gives them structured and meaningful opportunities to explore who they are, where they fit, and how they want to engage with others. The overall aim of the secondary curriculum is to help young people develop a secure sense of identity, build meaningful relationships, and grow in civic engagement and responsibility within diverse communities. At this stage, learners are ready to explore more complex questions about identity, fairness, power, and belonging. The curriculum gives them safe, structured opportunities to reflect on themselves, strengthen relationships, understand culture and society, navigate digital communities responsibly, and take positive action through leadership and participation. The move into secondary school can strongly shape whether a young person feels they belong. In years 7 and 8, the curriculum is designed to support that transition by helping students build new friendships, understand their evolving identity, and engage positively with a more diverse and complex social world. Along the way, they explore identity and values, healthy friendships, stereotypes and prejudice, school participation, civic responsibility, and responsible behavior in online communities. In years 9 and 10, learners engage with some of the most important challenges shaping life today, including inequality, mental health, media representation, and social conflict. The curriculum helps them think critically, respond with empathy, and contribute constructively to the communities around them. Students explore diversity, equity, and inclusion, the link between connectedness and well-being, and the realities of their local community. They also build media literacy, learn restorative approaches to conflict, and work together on social action projects that show young people can create real, positive change. Year 11 is the culmination of the secondary belonging curriculum. At this stage, students bring together the skills, knowledge, and values they have developed throughout their secondary years and apply them in a substantial capstone community project. The emphasis now shifts clearly toward leadership, agency, and each student's role as a future citizen and community builder. In Year 11, students focus on 4 key learning areas that prepare them for active citizenship. They take on leadership and mentoring roles, strengthen their understanding of democratic participation, and explore how social cohesion and community resilience are built. They also develop ethical decision-making skills, learning how to think carefully through complex issues around technology, justice, and responsibility to others. Secondary learning activities are designed to engage young people as active participants, not passive recipients. They combine critical thinking with real-world action, so the belonging curriculum has meaningful impact beyond the classroom. That includes debates and discussions, service learning programs, student councils, community partnerships, research projects, and peer mentoring schemes that help students build voice, agency, and a real sense of connection. Assessment at secondary level is designed to reflect the full richness of students' development as citizens and community members. It goes far beyond written tests to recognize action, reflection, and real-world impact. That includes reflective portfolios, community impact projects, presentations, peer and self-evaluation, and civic participation records that capture belonging not just as something students understand, but as something they actively live out. The post-16 belonging curriculum supports young adults through one of the most important transitions of their lives, from school into higher education, employment, training, and active participation in society. It builds on earlier learning while engaging with the full complexity, responsibility, and opportunity of adult civic life. The overall aim of the post 16 curriculum is to help young adults build a strong sense of identity, purpose, and belonging as they move into higher education, employment, training, and active participation in society. It supports them in understanding who they are and where they are headed, building meaningful relationships and community, engaging thoughtfully with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and stepping into leadership and future pathways with confidence. In Year 12, learners return to the question of identity with greater depth and maturity. They reflect on who they are becoming, how they want to relate to others, and what belonging means in the adult communities they are beginning to enter, whether at college, at work, or in wider social life. Along the way, they explore personal identity and aspirations, build inclusive relationships, deepen their understanding of social and cultural diversity, take part in community engagement and volunteering, shape a thoughtful digital identity, and strengthen their well-being and resilience. Year 13 is the culmination of the entire belonging curriculum journey. The focus is on leadership, civic agency, and a purposeful transition into adult life. Learners reflect on everything they have experienced and prepare to carry it forward as active, engaged members of their communities. They build leadership and mentoring skills, deepen democratic participation, wrestle with ethical and global issues, prepare for belonging in college, university, and the workplace, lead social impact projects, and make thoughtful plans for the transition into adulthood. At post-16 level, learning activities are shaped by greater learner agency, real-world application, and a more professional level of challenge. Students are treated as emerging adults whose contributions genuinely matter. They take part in community-based projects, volunteering and service learning, work experience and employer engagement, student-led campaigns, research and inquiry projects, and peer mentoring and leadership programs that build confidence, capability, and a strong sense of belonging. Post-16 assessment reflects the maturity, independence, and agency of the learners. It is designed to capture real development in identity, civic engagement, professional readiness, and community contribution in ways that are meaningful beyond the institution. That includes personal development portfolios, community impact evaluations, reflective journals, presentations and project showcases, and clear records of participation and leadership that provide lasting evidence of active citizenship. The special school belonging curriculum is grounded in a simple but essential belief. Every learner, regardless of ability, communication style, or developmental stage, has the right to experience real connection, inclusion, and the feeling of being valued within their community. The overall aim of the special school curriculum is to help every learner experience connection, inclusion, safety, self-expression, and active participation in their communities. That is supported by 6 core principles. Accessibility ensures the curriculum is genuinely open to all. Individualization recognizes each learner's unique strengths and needs. Communication for all makes sure every learner has a voice. Relationship-centered learning places connection at the heart of the experience. Sensory and emotional safety create the conditions for belonging. And family partnership ensures progress is shaped and celebrated together. The special school curriculum is organized around 6 key themes that are person-centered, developmentally appropriate, and closely aligned with the needs and rights of learners with diverse abilities. These themes are revisited and deepened over time. They focus on knowing me, communicating with others, relationships and trust, participation and choice, community connections, and independence and contribution. Together, they support learners in expressing who they are, building meaningful relationships, making choices, and taking an active role in their world. For learners at the earliest developmental stages, the belonging curriculum focuses on the most fundamental building blocks of human connection, including recognition, preference, shared attention, and emotional safety. These are not simply early steps toward belonging. They are belonging in action. learners begin by recognizing familiar people, expressing preferences and choices, and sharing attention and interaction with others. They are supported through co-regulation and emotional safety, and they build confidence through predictable routines that help them participate, anticipate, and gradually take a more active role. As learners develop their communication, social, and emotional skills, the curriculum grows with them. At this stage, the focus expands to building friendships, understanding emotions in themselves and others, strengthening communication through the right supports, and taking part in groups and the wider community. Throughout, the pace and depth of learning are guided by each learner's readiness, communication, and developmental profile, not simply by chronological age. The preparation for adulthood stage helps learners with diverse needs leave school with the skills, support, and self-knowledge they need to experience belonging in adult life, whether that's in supported living, work, community life, or relationships. This is some of the most important work in the special school curriculum. Learners build self-advocacy, develop practical independent living skills, gain experience of workplace and community belonging, strengthen their support networks, and take part in person-centered transition planning, so the move into adulthood feels supported, purposeful, and connected. Learning activities in the special school setting are designed to be multisensory, communication-friendly, emotionally safe, and genuinely engaging. They draw on a wide range of evidence-based approaches that respect and respond to the full diversity of learners. That includes sensory storytelling, social communication groups, visual and structured supports, community visits, collaborative creative projects, and supported volunteering. Together, these activities help learners access the curriculum, express themselves, build relationships, and experience belonging in meaningful ways. Assessment in the special school setting is, above all, about understanding and celebrating each learner's individual journey. It is detailed, personal, and rooted in observation and relationship because belonging cannot be reduced to a test score. That means building individual learning profiles, using observation-based assessment, tracking communication and participation over time, drawing on family feedback, creating personal achievement portfolios, and reviewing progress toward individual belonging goals with care, honesty, and compassion. The belonging curriculum cannot sit on its own. To have real impact, it needs to be woven into the school's culture, policies, and everyday professional practice. That means creating a school environment that consistently models and sustains inclusion, respect, and community. This section explores the whole school conditions that make successful implementation possible across every setting. A school's culture, the everyday expectations, relationships, and routines that shape how people experience school can either strengthen belonging or stand in the way of it. For the belonging curriculum to thrive, 4 conditions matter most. Schools need inclusive policies and practices, real student voice and participation, an active celebration of diversity, and restorative approaches to conflict that repair relationships rather than simply punish. Belonging does not stop at the school gate. This curriculum works best when schools, families, and communities operate as genuine partners, sharing a common vision, communicating openly, and supporting learners consistently across the different parts of their lives. These partnerships matter because children and young people feel a stronger sense of belonging when the important adults around them are working together. In practice, that means clear family communication, workshops and support, community mentors, shared celebrations, meaningful feedback, and outreach that helps every family feel truly welcome. The strength of the belonging curriculum depends on the people who bring it to life every day. High-quality, ongoing professional development helps every member of staff, teaching and non-teaching, build the knowledge, skills, and mindset needed to create genuine belonging in practice. That includes training in inclusion and belonging, trauma-informed practice, cultural competence, and the communication and relationship-building skills that make learners feel safe, seen, and valued. When the belonging curriculum is implemented well across every setting, with the right school culture and strong professional development behind it, the impact on learners can be far-reaching. These outcomes are not just hopeful ambitions, they are grounded in decades of research on belonging, well-being, and civic development. The curriculum brings together 6 core themes, works across 4 school settings, spans 14 years of learning from ages 5 to 19, and uses a range of meaningful assessment approaches to support every learner. Every young person who experiences the full belonging curriculum, whether in primary, secondary, post-16 or special school settings, should leave with a powerful set of personal, social and civic capabilities that stay with them for life. They develop a strong sense of identity, build meaningful relationships, grow in empathy, strengthen confidence and resilience, understand their civic responsibility, and leave with a real commitment to creating inclusive environments wherever they go. Belonging is not a destination. It is an ongoing practice, one that needs to be taught, modelled and renewed every day in every classroom and across every community. This curriculum reflects a shared commitment that every child and young person, regardless of age, ability, background, or circumstance, should know deeply and confidently that they belong. I hope you have found this taster video relevant, and do sign up to Attendance Magazine to have the latest news. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks, Julia. Great presentation. If you want to find out more about the Belonging curriculum, follow me on LinkedIn and subscribe free to our mailing list. The link is in today's LinkedIn post. See you soon with even more news on the National Attendance Portal launching this September. Thank you for all your support, and do reshare and post your feedback. Keep up the great work to help all of our children succeed.